You've seen this story 100 times. At RSI hits 70, the chart screams overbought, you short, and price keeps climbing higher and higher until your stop loss is gone and so is your confidence. But here's what nobody told you. The RSI wasn't built for this. It wasn't built for the charts you're looking at right now. And it definitely wasn't built for the way you're using it. In 1978, a mechanical engineer named Wells Wilder published a book. He hand-drew his charts. He traded commodity futures. He worked with end-of-day data only. No 5-minute candles. No one-click indicators. Just price, paper, and a calculator. That man created the RSI, and in the nearly 50 years since, almost every trader has misunderstood what he actually made. In this video, you're going to learn why the RSI keeps failing you, and it's not the indicator's fault. You'll discover the 3 dangerous myths that are costing you money every time you open a chart. I'll show you the exact settings that actually match the way Wilder intended this tool to be used. And by the end, you'll have a simple, repeatable framework for reading momentum the way it was meant to be read. That this isn't another surface-level indicator tutorial. This is the truth about RSI. Myth number 1. RSI above 70 means sell. RSI below 30 means buy. This is the first lie every new trader learns. And it's the first habit that separates losing traders from profitable ones. Wilder himself never said 70 means sell immediately. He never said 30 means buy now. What he said was this: RSI above 70 indicates that average gains are significantly larger than average losses. That's it. It's a statement about momentum, not a prediction about the future. Think about what the RSI actually measures. It compares how much price has gone up versus how much it's gone down over the last 14 periods. When gains dominate, RSI rises. When losses dominate, RSI falls. It's a speedometer, not a GPS. A speedometer tells you how fast you're going. It doesn't tell you when to slam the brakes. And yet, that's exactly how most traders use RSI. Here's the reality. In a strong uptrend, RSI can stay above 70 for weeks, sometimes months. In a brutal downtrend, it can sit below 30 while price bleeds another 20%. The market technician Constance Brown put it best. In an uptrend, oversold isn't 30. It's closer to 40 in a downtrend. Overbought isn't 70. It's closer to 50. So, if you've been selling every time RSI touches 70 in a bull market, you've been fighting the trend, and the trend doesn't lose. Myth number 2. RSI divergence means a reversal is coming. This one sounds logical. Price makes a lower low, but RSI makes a higher low. That means momentum is shifting, right? The bears are exhausted. The reversal is imminent. Wrong. In strong trends, divergence can form once, twice, 3 times, 4 times. Each one suckering. In more counter-trend traders, each one stopping them out as the trend grinds on. Back-tested data tells the truth. A divergence-only trading strategy on the S&P 500 over the last decade produces a win rate below 50%. You're literally better off flipping a coin. Divergence isn't a trade signal, it's an alert. It's the indicator tapping you on the shoulder saying, "Hey, pay attention." Something might be changing, but might is not will, and alert is not action. What you're actually looking for is confirmation. Price reaching a support zone you've already marked, volume drying up then spike. A swing rejection where RSI dips below 30, pops back above, holds on the retest, and breaks its prior high. Divergence alone is a coin flip. Divergence with confluence is an edge. Myth number 3. The 14-period setting works on every time frame, in every market, for every strategy. Wilder chose 14 because it worked well for the markets he traded in 1978 commodity futures, daily dot charts, end-of-day data. He wasn't scalping the 5-minute Euro USD. He wasn't trading altcoins on a 15-second chart. The period setting controls sensitivity. A shorter period means the RSI reacts faster to price changes. It gives you more signals and more false signals. A longer period smooths everything out. Fewer signals, but you might be late to the move. Here's what actually works. For scalping and day trading on lower time frames, the 7 to 9 period range. More responsive. Catches. Shorter-term shifts. But you must pair it with a higher time frame trend filter, or the whipsaws will shred your account. For swing trading on the 4-hour on daily Wilders, original 14-period setting, this is where the RSI was born. This is where it still shines. For position trading in higher time frames to 21 to 25 periods, smoother, fewer signals. But the signals that do fire are higher quality. And here's the adjustment almost nobody talks about. Those overbought and oversold levels, they're not fixed. In ranging markets, 70 and 30 work fine. But in trending markets, shift them. Use 80 and 20 for fewer and more extreme signals. Use 60 and 40 when you want to catch shallower pullbacks within a dot trend. The traders who treat RSI like a static tool get static results. The traders who adapt it to the market, they're actually in. They get paid. Now, let's talk about the hidden detail. The thing that separates traders who consistently profit from RSI from traders who consistently get stopped out. It's volume. RSI tells you what price is doing. Volume tells you whether anyone cares. Don't think about it. RSI drops to 30, price is oversold. But if volume is drying up, that means there's no conviction behind the move, no capitulation, no climax. Just slow, bleeding price action that can keep bleeding. But when RSI hits 30 and volume spikes, that's different. That's real money stepping in. That's institutions accumulating at a level they've been waiting for. That's a rejection with force behind it. Wilder understood this. He knew that indicators don't move markets. People do. Decisions do. Capital that flowing in or flowing out. RSI measures the result. Volume measures the commitment. Use them together and you stop guessing. You start reading. The Livermore Framework, reading RSI correctly. Here's the framework. Write this down. Step 1, identify the trend. Is price above the 200-period moving average? You're in an uptrend. Expect RSI to find support near 40, not 30. Is price below? You're in a downtrend. Expect RSI to hit resistance near 60, not 70. Step 2. Mark your key levels. Support, resistance, supply and demand zones. These are your roadmap. RSI doesn't create these levels. It confirms them. Step 3. Wait for confluence. RSI at 30 is not a buy signal. RSI at 30 at a key support level with a volume spike and a bullish swing rejection, that is a buy signal. The more conditions align, the higher your probability. Step 4. Manage your risk. Even the perfect setup fails sometimes. Wilder knew this. Jesse Livermore knew this. Every trader who has survived this business knows this. Your stop goes below the level that just held. Your position size is calculated before you enter. And your target is at least twice your risk. No exceptions. RSI is not a trading system. It's one tool in a toolbox. But used correctly, within a framework, with context, with confirmation, it becomes one of the most powerful momentum gauges ever created. Here's the truth nobody wants to hear. But the RSI isn't broken. Your understanding of it is. You've been sold a fantasy. The fantasy that a single line on a subpanel can tell you when to buy and not sell, that 70 and 30 are magic numbers, that divergence always wins, that the default settings are somehow divine, that none of it is true. None of it was ever true. Welles Wilder created a momentum oscillator, a speedometer for price movement, a tool to measure whether buyers or sellers have been in control over a given period. That's all it was. That's all it is. The traders who profit from RSI aren't using a secret indicator. They're using the right framework. They don't know the trend before they look at the oscillator. They mark their levels first. They wait for confluence. They manage their risk. Wilder said it best. Some traders are born with an innate discipline. Most have to learn it the hard way. You've just learned it the easier way. Trend first, levels second, confluence third. Risk management always. That's the truth about RSI. If this video changed how you see this indicator, if you're never going to look at 70 and 30 the same way again, hit the like button, subscribe, because in the next video, I'm breaking down the exact entry framework that Jesse Livermore used before every single trade. And I promise you, it's simpler than you think.